have the coordinator with us in the studio, Mr. Frank Pala, and I want to say a special good morning to Mr. Tony Magai. Good morning, is my colleague. Mr. Frank, you're welcome to Eternity Gospel Radio.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell us more about the program Science in Action? According to the jingle, so the program is going to start today from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Yes, exactly.
So what's the program all about, Science in Action?
Science in Action is a way for us to reach out to the students, to keep them engaged while they're at home, to encourage them to pick on their studies seriously. And we also have incentives like gifts to encourage students actually.
Back in my school days, I used to have a challenge with maths. And math is part of is one of science's subjects. So how are you going to teach math using the radio?
Unfortunately, math is something we cannot use.
So math is out of it.
Yes, math is
so which subject will you be talking to the students?
Biology, chemistry. We have social science subjects like geography, economics.
Okay.
Yes. So physics.
The teachers, can we know some of the teachers? Are they renowned teachers that we know them?
Yes. We have like Mr. Gumba Yesaya, yes, who is a quality controller. So we have people like Fiuke Chanji. Yes, we have people like Mr. Mokam Emmanuel. We have people like Mr. Emo Julius.
Okay. Before you leave us, can you tell us what is your expectation from these students?
My desire is at the end of it, the students should have a more positive attitude towards their education. They shouldn't take education just because of the exams, but they should go towards the education with a positive attitude. They should see how the education is beneficial for their everyday life, not just for exams.
Hallelujah. And the program is going to start today over Eternity Gospel Radio from 6
to 7 p.m.
6 to 7 p.m. over Eternity Gospel Radio. Tune and listen to Science in Action. And today we're going to have teachers who are coming up with different. How many subjects are we going to have today?
We have 8 subjects per day since we have
8 subjects a day.
8 subjects.
Okay, one subject a day.
Yes,
which subject are we going to have today?
We're having biology.
Alright, my friends will really love biology. Even if you're not a student, listening to it, you will learn something. Every day you need to learn something. You are not going to school, you can just listen. 6 to 7 p.m. you are going to learn something. Mr. Frank, before you leave us, can you just say a word to our parents who are listening to us?
Okay, well, I want the parents to understand that education is our way out of poverty. It's not money in the bank or anything. Whatsoever the child has in his head as education cannot be taken away. But money, word can be taken away.
Yeah.
But knowledge cannot be taken away. So we should encourage our children, our younger ones, to actually pick up studies, because that is the way we develop our community.
And that's the only legacy that you can leave for your child. For those of you who are not facing all the money up and down, up and down, I beg, encourage your children that today over Eternity Gospel Radio we're going to have a team of teachers. They'll be teaching today. We're going to have a biology teacher, and with the group Science in Action. How long is this program going to last?
For 1 hour.
I mean for
for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
All right. This 2 weeks, this Friday and next week
Friday.
Friday. That's just all.
Yes.
We're going to learn everything this Friday and next week.
No,
Friday.
we cannot learn everything. It's just because
it's just a revision.
Yes, a revision.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. It's just for 2 weeks, this Friday and next week Friday. For those of you who are planning to start in June, we want to say we are so sorry. Start today. Procrastination is a thief of time. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Frank, and thank you very much, my colleague Tony. All right, we continue with the program.
1 hour science-oriented program aimed at keeping students engaged while at home, from school, either at home or in public places. Brought to you by Dalton Home of Science under the sponsorship of Senator Daniel Fondesi. Science in Action, Science in Action. Science in Action, this is a 1 hour science-oriented program aimed at keeping students engaged while at home, from school, either at home or in public places. Brought to you by Dalton Home of Science under the sponsorship of Senator Daniel Fondesi.
Good evening, listeners of Eternity Gospel Radio, and you're welcome to the program Science in Action. We are here, Dalton Home of Science, to be with you for 1 hour to run an interesting and educative program. So wherever you are, we have the following numbers for you to call and intervene. 672-45-4356. I repeat, 672-45-4356 and 698-557578. With me in the studio, I have Mr. Gumba Yesaya and Ms. Fiuke Chanji. So that I'll permit them to introduce themselves. I will go on.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Ngumba Yesaya. I'll be the main speaker for today. I think today we are going to dwell more on nutrition, and we'll have some aspect of respiration. So to refreshing your knowledge on those topics, then I think that we'll call that for a day for today.
And I'm Miss Chanji Fiuke. I'll be here to make the program more interactive, to listen to your questions and to provide answers to them. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Mr. and Miss. Well, we thank the technician, Mr. Chamberlain, who is with us today for assistance, and Mr. Tony Awa, who is our executive producer. And we also like to thank our sponsor, Senator Lionel Fonderson. This program is aimed at reaching out to the youth, those who are in school, trying to encourage them to pick up science as an education and to make sure that they are well groomed. We encourage students in every way that we can, so they can call us. As the program goes on, we will have some questions which we will throw at the audience. There will be prizes to win at the end of the session. And they can call us to intervene, call us to throw even questions at us for topics which they find challenging. The program runs as thus. For Eternity Gospel Radio, we'll be meeting here every 6 to 7 p.m. on Friday. Eden Radio, Mondays and Saturday, 4 to 5 p.m. Ocean City Radio, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 to 7 p.m. Tico Community Radio, Wednesday, 4 to 5 p.m. Okay, I'll hand over the mic now to Mr. Gumba.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Frank from Dalton. I thank the Dalton for this opportunity they have given me to be able to help my younger ones to refresh their knowledge since this corona. They have been out of school for a while. So as I said earlier, we'll be doing nutrition today, and by the end of this program, I expect everybody following us up to be able to know what nutrition is, to be able to define nutrition. There's different stages of nutrition, what is digestion, and be able to explain the full digestion process in human beings, in living organisms, especially in human beings, from the mouth to the anus. And every participant will be able also to be able to explain the role of each of the enzymes responsible for the digestion process. And after that, when we go to respiration, you are going to be able to know what respiration is and what are the processes that take place in order for respiration to take place. So those are the objectives of the program for today. So I will start with nutrition. What is nutrition? I know nutrition is not a new it's not a new phrase, not a new word to some of you by now, because some curriculums have started nutrition right in Form 3. But nutrition, in simple terms, is a process by which living organisms obtain food necessary for their health, growth, and other metabolic activities. The process by which you receive food in order for your growth and for your health and other metabolic activities is what we call nutrition. We have 5 stages in nutrition. We have ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. I'll repeat again. We have ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Ingestion is a process of taking in undigested material. That is that point where you put food in your mouth, you put your cocoyams, you put your plantains in your mouth. At that point, that's what we call ingestion. It's a process by which we take in undigested material. Digestion now is a process by which this undigested material are broken down. The food that you put in your mouth is being broken down to absorbable forms, to forms that can easily be absorbed. That digestion now it could be mechanical or chemical digestion.
Yes.
Yeah. Majority digestion in mouth is mainly mechanical digestion, but I want you to know that chemical digestion also occurs in the mouth. Mechanical digestion, what do we mean by mechanical digestion? It's a process by which the teeth in the mouth breaks down the food, chews the food. The process is called chewing, where it breaks down the food into smaller particles so that it could easily be absorbed. Then chemical digestion, in the process of breaking down that food, saliva is being produced in the mouth. The saliva contains two kinds of enzymes. You have the amylase and you have the lipase, which are enzymes which are also responsible for breaking down the food in the mouth. That is where the chemical part of the digestion comes to play. Before continuing, I would like us to identify the role of each of the actors in the digestion in the mouth. When I say each of the actors, in the mouth we have the teeth. I just mentioned the teeth. The teeth are the hard, bony structures in the mouth made up of enamel.
Yes, enamel.
Yeah, enamel tissue. Yeah, so they are responsible for grinding the food.
Masticating. I like that word.
Yes, masticating the food. Thank you. To smaller particles. Why do they do that? What's the role of that? Is to ease swallowing. Yeah, because you cannot, you understand, you cannot swallow food as you put it in the mouth, especially things like cocoyams and plantains. You must have to break it down to be soft, where it can easily swallow. So that's the role of the teeth. People who don't have teeth, that's why they eat pap. Then we have the role of the teeth too, when it facilitates the action of enzymes, because when the teeth breaks down the food, it increases the surface area for enzymatic actions. So that's the role that the teeth plays. Then we have the tongue. The tongue is the sensory organ of the mouth, where it has sensory cells, taste receptors. So it is the taste receptors in the tongue that actually stimulates the production of saliva, which contains the enzymes I mentioned, amylase and lipases, which are responsible for breaking down carbohydrate and lipids respectively. The tongue is also responsible for rolling the food with bolus to send it to the back of the mouth. Yes, it gives the food the shape that can go through the throat. That's what I mean by shaping it to a bolus. Yeah, so that's the role of the tongue. Then food now passes, as the tongue sends it behind the throat. The process of going down is called swallowing. You swallow the food. It goes down through the throat, passes through the larynx, and
goes down. Before, let me look at you. Before, there is a part which prevents, because I know at that juncture, it's also the respiratory tract.
Yeah.
Yes. So there is something which prevents food from going down to the respiratory tract, because if it goes down, that's where you find someone choking. So now we are throwing this to the audience because we have cash prizes to be won, we have sanitizers to be won, and liquid soap, hand wash. Yes, it's our own contribution, thanks to Senator Fondesin contribution. So you can call and you give the right answer. What actually prevents food from going down towards the respiratory system? You can call on this number 672-454356. I repeat, 672-454356. The question is, what prevents food from going down the respiratory tract and make sure that it goes down through the esophagus? Okay, back to you, says you're talking about how the goes down.
That's a very interesting, that's a very good question, because that's a junction between the first part of digestion, which is the mouth, to the and the esophagus. So having said that, I'll just move to the second part of the alimentary canal, the digestive system, which is the esophagus. The esophagus is a smooth muscular tube which links the mouth to the stomach of human beings, of humans like us. An adult human esophagus has the length of about 25 centimeters. You can imagine how long it is, 25 centimeter. And the esophagus is responsible. It has a smooth muscular tissues, which are responsible for carrying the food from the mouth to the stomach through a process called peristalsis, peristaltic movement. So that is the role of the tube. So it takes the food directly down to the stomach. And before reaching the stomach, we have a small valve-like structure called the esophageal sphincter. The esophageal sphincter is permits the food to get into the stomach, and is also responsible for ensuring that for preventing the backflow, the functional flow back from your stomach. You cannot just be eating and food is coming back to your esophagus and to your mouth.
Unless, of course, if you're a goat.
Unless, of course, you're a goat. Yes. So we even have situations where you have a problem with your esophageal sphincter. It leads to